Look, what we see more also on the market is these so-called mental programs. It's a very good example of how we try to, let's say, to cheat with our psychological homework. So that means, okay, positive thinking, for example. Yeah, we think, yes, if we have positive thoughts, our inner kind of traumata or injuries or pains from childhood are just solved by this. So and life will be easy and nicely and lovely. But of course it doesn't work. All these kind of experiences, maybe very painful experiences from childhood or during birth, they are still in our system. Okay, they are in our mental system, they are in our emotional system, but they are also in our body system. So if you just change your thinking, what is quite difficult by the way, the rest of our body, of our emotional, of our feelings are not changing automatically. It helps a little bit to be careful, to be mindful, yeah, with what you think, what your thoughts are producing. That's for sure correct. But it not automatically change the whole system. Sometimes people, they have their shoulders contracted, yeah, and say, yeah, life is nice, I have no fear and everything is beautiful. Then I say, yeah, look, what are your shoulders are doing? My shoulders? Oh, so my shoulders, yeah. So our system is much more complex than or part of our mental system, yeah. So you see, it needs really holistic approach to solve all these, as far as possible, these past experiences. Yeah. So we have to accept that we have to heal, and we have to understand, and we have to develop new kind of values, new kind of inner behavior, new kind of access to our life situation. Yeah. If you have learned, for example, to swallow, yeah, when there is a conflict, or someone is asking you what you do not like, where you feel it's not in resonance with you. So swallowing is not, of course, not a healthy process for yourself. You always poison your system with things what you take in, what is not yours. So you're not in resonance. So suddenly to jump into a spiritual path does not automatically stop this swallowing. Even though the world looks nicely and more perfect and more in harmony, yeah, still when it comes to conflicts, when it comes to a situation where you have to show boundaries, or where you have to set boundaries, you might swallow again. So your psychological process is not, as a gestalt, not finished. Internal feeling of fear, or something like I'm not good enough, for example. All these things are not just disappearing by going into a spiritual path. So, and another thing is very important. What I found out for myself, and also in therapy and in coaching with people, all these psychological experiences, let's say, they have a deeper kind of meaning. So we are not incarnating into a family or into a situation just by coincidence. Somehow we attracted also this kind of experiences in our life. So just by denying this experience, we also deny the wisdom of this experience. So let's say, for example, you had a very, very hard life experience. You lost maybe your brother, or you lost your child, or maybe your parents, yes? Psychologically, it's a very painful situation. But just to deny this experience also means you deny the wisdom in this experience. So what can be the wisdom, for example, if you lost your brother or your sister in the early phase in your life? Maybe there was a spiritual teaching or a spiritual concept, let's say. Yeah. How can we learn? How can you learn something about love, about relationship? Yeah. about trust. Maybe your trust was completely in these moments, let's say, damaged, and you have to rebuild this trust. How can I find trust in life again if something in a so early stage of my life happened to me? So just by denying these psychological traumas and injuries, we also lose the information, the learning, and the deeper understanding. And last but not least, we also miss the understanding of others. The empathy, the feeling that someone has a similar maybe experience, the heart opening. All these things are maybe not really able to develop if we just try to deny all these experiences and jump into a spiritual or step into a spiritual path. So what one of my teachers was always saying, involution does not help. And every inquiry, every spiritual path needs an inner inquiry to see what really happened in your life. Where are the pains, where are the blockages, where are the splits, what were the deeper meanings of all these things, and what are the learnings in all of these experiences. This is a real spiritual path then, where you accept the facts, where you are in peace with these facts, and where you can also help others to overcome these kind of experiences.